Two storms collide tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina. A winter storm has its sights set on the region, but it's the storm inside Reynolds Coliseum that has a sea of red all fired up. We kick off another year of Friday night duels with one of the biggest rivalries in college wrestling. Number 7 Virginia Tech, 8th ranked North Carolina State. First place on the line in the ACC. And a pleasant good evening. Sean Kinney alongside former ACC wrestler and official Rock Harrison. So great to have you with us. Happy to be back with you, partner. Year 7 Friday night duels. I'll tell you what, no better place than Raleigh to kick off our coverage this season. These two teams have defined success in this conference for more than a decade. The last 10 ACC championships have rolled through either Blacksburg or right here in Raleigh. And what's interesting tonight, fresh faces get introduced into this rivalry.
Electric atmosphere. It is the match of the weekend in college wrestling. NC State, Virginia Tech, you got to go through these two teams to be the top dog in the ACC. But you said it, it's all about the true freshmen. 133, Seidel. 149, Guy. 165, you got Denny and Burton. These guys are true freshmen, but they're also true competitors.
A lot of youth, but there's also some proven commodities, especially at the bookends where the national champion is in the house tonight.
And when you see the national champion, you expect him to be the dominant and the favorite. But Eddie Ventresca has had Vinnie Robinson's number. 3-0 against the national champion. Will it be any different tonight? And then up at heavyweight, Jimmy Mullins put on some good weight. He's a good-sized heavyweight now, but he has to go against a bonus point machine in Isaac Trumbull. I'm telling you right now, this is the match that we're all watching.
These two teams don't agree on a lot, but how about it? Tonight they agreed on where we start. 125, Ventresca and Robinson. NC State, Virginia Tech from a packed Reynolds. Reynolds Coliseum, even with a winter storm bearing down on the state of North Carolina, they were not going to miss this Friday night duel. Eddie Ventresca, the two-time All-American, the redshirt senior from Roxbury, New Jersey, the defending champion, Vince Robinson, North Carolina State. This will be the 4th meeting between these two. Ventresca 3-0 against the champion. Robinson has yet to get a takedown on Ventresca. In the previous 3 meetings, ironically, all 3 matches 4-1 scores.
Vinny said he's got to get to more motion, fakes in and out. And Ventresca's just going to hold position, and when you see the fake, watch the down block action of Ventresca. Just like that. A fake shot, immediately Ventresca goes down to block any of the offense that Robinson may have.
Both wrestlers circling near the edge. Robinson on the season, ranked 5th in the country, 10-2 this year. Took a loss in ACC action, losing to Nick Provo of Stanford 4-1, but he bounced back last week, an emotional win over Kyson Tarankina of North Carolina 4-2.
Good head motion there by Robinson. You saw right club there by Ventresca, and Robinson kind of just rolled his head.
Very similar start here in the opening 60 to 90 seconds from the previous 3 meetings with these two wrestlers. They met earlier this year at the national duels in Oklahoma. Ventresca coming out on top 4-1.
Ventresca likes to attack his opponent's left leg. Oftentimes with a sweep single or sometimes with a high C.
Depth of this weight in this conference. Ventresca knocked off Robinson for the ACC title. Then Robinson puts together the run to bring North Carolina State a national championship a year ago. Inside a minute, no score. You start to wonder in these situations when
these guys have wrestled, but it's always Ventresca's, you know, having the 3-0 lead. You start to think about it as Ventresca just feel like, look, I know I'm going to get this. I've won it in scrambles. I won it in clean takedowns. No really committed attack yet.
No, not one. Both wrestlers very cautious in this opening period. That was something Vince Robinson told us on the call earlier this week. He said, I feel like I'm going to be more offensive in this match with Ventresca. Calculated, but more offensive, and let it fly a little bit more. But so far, both wrestlers with the respect of the opposite corner, and Ventresca has had the edge. Not too often, like you talked about in the opening. National champion winless against a competitor in the conference, but that's the situation here. Ventresca has been able to calculate and get the one takedown, and then his defense has rode him to victory in the previous 3 matchups.
You said it, Sean. He's calculating. He's not going to give extra emotions or give too much opportunity for not just Robinson, but for any wrestler. And this is where Eddie wants to be. Wants to be in a position where his hands on Robinson, and then he may club and then attack the left leg of Robinson.
Ventresca had a special moment earlier this year competing in the All-Star Classic, which was held right down the road from his childhood home, the Rutgers Jersey Mike Arena. Had all his family in town, number of family and friends as he competed.
Offense, man, offense!
You sense in Reynolds, they're a little nervous. They want something to pop. They know the score. They know that Ventresca's had the 3-0 over Robinson.
And a stall on Ventresca as Robinson really taking the match's first shot.
Sure did. And you saw, well, you may not have saw, but Coach Rowe kind of nodded his head like, yeah, I mean, yes, you got to keep circling to the center.
I was about to say green. Anyway.
Quick escape by Ventresca. That has been it so far, approaching the halfway point in this second period. Continuous motion by Robinson, circling in the center, more of a base stationary approach from Eddie Ventresca. Drops down to one knee.
Improve that offense. Improve.
Robinson shoots anyway. Ventresca elevates him back up. 45 seconds.
Robinson can't shoot like that because if he keeps shooting like that from a distance, Eddie Ventresca's going to hit a re-attack. It's interesting as you looking at the sides and looking at the teams, they all kind of know it's very much a chess match between these two. Just a small margin of an error when you have 2 All-Americans like this.
You talk about a 180, you could hear a pin drop right now in Reynolds Coliseum. The tension is so thick.
They all know it's just a 1 takedown difference between these two.
Period, a jam-packed Reynolds Coliseum, one of the best environments in the country for wrestling as Robinson goes down underneath.
Eddie Ventresca is a good top wrestler, but he also has a stall call against him.
Quick stand-up by Robinson, ripping at the hands, and just like Ventresca, he is away quickly. So no surprise, we've been down this road before, tied at 1.
The difference is Eddie does have a stall call against him.
Collar tie here by Ventresca.
They're both very calm. You don't notice any nervous motion. These guys have been in this situation many times, not just between each other, but just wrestling for the many years that they have been wrestling.
Jay Cox, our referee, wants both wrestlers to restart in the center. Minute 18, tied at 1. Riding time not a factor.
Something's about to happen.
Change of level by Robinson. Ventresca steers it away. Now he tries to come around to the side.
There it is.
Straight on shot.
That's what we're talking about. You see they know each other. So when both guys were on the knees, they got up slowly because if they stood up too fast, just like Eddie got in for that double, cues here.
Both wrestlers dropping simultaneously down to a knee, right back up to the feet. Robinson trying to reach and find any type of limb.
Now, you see that Robinson is moving, but he hasn't committed. He's kind of changed levels, kind of reached, but he hasn't really taken a penetrating shot.
And we will have a blood timeout, some blood with Robinson. They will work on him. In the meantime, Ventresca gets a chance to go over and talk to Coach Tonelli. And you fear the beard when you head to Blacksburg with these two.
I wish I had a beard.
Hey. She got it, man.
Let's talk about tactics here. It's 28 seconds left in the third period. Do you want to just say, let's have an agreement that we're going to overtime, or are we going to kind of just have a nice explosion for these last 28 seconds? Eddie has won his prior matches in similar fashion towards the end of the matches and even in overtime. Just trying to see if Robinson's going to commit. He's moving, he's changing levels, he's reaching, but nothing yet. Here we go, 28 seconds left.
Both wrestlers should be fresh after the blood timeout. Robinson getting his thoughts together, the strategy that they came up with, and how to finish this third period.
All right, here we go.
It's like the national semifinals with these two guys.
25 seconds to decide it. If nothing happens, we move into sudden victory. First weight of the night in what is anticipated to be tight back and forth. One of the swing weights right here at 125. You know, Rocky, we're talking, well, what would they decide? Almost that gentleman's agreement. Do we take the shot or do we go into sudden victory? Well, it's going to be option B.
Yeah, they were just posing right there.
Here we go.
Hope someone got a good picture of that. Here we go, overtime. First points to score wins. It doesn't matter how the points come. First point scores, and this match is over.
What a year it was for Ventresca. Coming back from his red shirt last year, earned the All-American, but he felt he left some matches up on the table at Nationals. Fifth place finish a year ago. Two-time All-American, placed 7th in 23, red-shirted in 24. Back at it last year. Sixth year, still has one more year of eligibility. Has the wrist control, working off a possible snap there behind the collar. Taking ground as Robinson backs his way near the edge.
Remember, Ventresca has a stall. He wants to kind of shoot Robinson out here. And wisely, Robinson circles back to the middle. One minute in this first sudden victory. And we just had that one kind of a good shot by Ventresca with the double, but nothing really committed yet.
Saw the soft shot near the edge in the second by Robinson. The stall call issued early in this match by Jay Cox to Eddie Ventresca. 40 seconds. Sudden victory. First one to score will win it. And a pivotal way to kick off tonight's duel.
See how Eddie's holding on the head, Ventresca kind of holding the head, trying to wear down Robinson. These guys need to close the gap. Close the gap and get closer. You see head-to-head now, you have a better time to get to the legs. When you shoot it from such far distance, it's hard to get through.
Final moments. Last chance for either wrestler to try to generate a little late magic. They will not. So now riding time becomes a factor. We move into the tiebreakers. 2 30-second tiebreakers.
Got to wrestle through.
Green bottom.
So Ventresca says, I'll take bottom. For the next 30 seconds, Robinson's goal is to keep Ventresca down as long as possible. And obviously, Ventresca wants to score as quickly as possible because riding time does make a difference.
Keep in mind, both wrestlers had no trouble. They were out in a matter of seconds earlier in this match.
The difference now is that Ventresca has a stall.
All right, here we go. All right, Okay, you're good. Red.
Officials getting the clock situated. 30 seconds put up onto the big board. Look of determination underneath. Quick stand up by Ventresca. Better job here by Robinson staying with him. They'll bring him down briefly. Ventresca trying to separate those hips, and he is away. So Ventresca with the point. Again, the time is the key as far as the riding time goes. 10 seconds that Robinson was able to keep him down, and he'll have a chance to top that as an additional 30 seconds gets put up onto the board.
Now,
or do you go neutral in this situation?
at this point, Robinson has, again, he has to, Robinson wants to get to a position where he wants to get out as quickly as possible. Now, he also knows that Ventresca has a stall call against him, so Eddie Ventresca has to continue to work up.
This crowd sensing what's at stake, and a caution as like one of the wrestlers was a little too quick off the whistle.
Go back to 10.
And you saw what Ventresca was trying to do as he chopped the arm there of Robinson.
Now watch how Ventresca gets on there. He's putting his hand at the break of the elbow, not behind the elbow. If the referee's not going to call it, you take that advantage. Watch his right arm. He cuffs it as opposed to being behind the elbow. Just watch that.
In essence, it's a restart with the caution.
Watch that right hand of Ventresca. Is he going to cuff it? He was behind this time.
Went to a quick double thigh pry into a stand-up. Good mat return by Ventresca. Has Robinson flattened out. Quick sit-up. Now a stand. Ventresca sticks to him like glue as the two wrestlers go near the edge.
It's 0. So now all Ventresca has to do is try to keep him down for the whole period. But Ventresca now has a net 0 with riding time.
Eddie Ventresca trying to knock off the defending national champion. Has a firm grip. He will bring Robinson down. Robinson right back up. And finally he is away. And we are tied at 2. 6 seconds to go. Robinson bringing everything he has. Ventresca backing out of there. Now a reshot. And the tiebreaker comes to an end.
Once again, Eddie Ventresca, ice in his veins.
Riding time, the difference, and for the 4th time, Eddie Ventresca has the Vince Robinson puzzle figured out. Your winner by criteria, and away from Blacksburg and the fans that made the journey showing their appreciation.
Ice in his veins. He had a stall call against him. Now, I was talking about he was cuffing that before. Then last time, he went behind the elbow, went double thigh pry. And then exactly when Robinson stood up, he locked his hands and just was able to get a good mat return. Smart wrestling by Ventresca. 4-0 against the returning national champion. He's all in Robinson's head.
Tony Roby certainly happy with the way this one has started. Guided Virginia Tech to the ACC title last year. 6-time ACC Coach of the Year. 9th season in Blacksburg. He arrived in 2006. And you know, Rock, we were talking earlier today. This is a loaded lineup this year, but just wait until next year.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we're talking about next year. Let's talk about now. Aaron Seidel is the real deal. He is that good. When he wrestles, his style, he likes to scramble, does some dumps. Typical PA, tough on top, and he'll do some tilts along the way. First time on national television.
Roby has hit the jackpot last couple of recruiting cycles, and one of his prize gets was Aaron Seidel, ranked 7th in the country, and the plan initially was him to redshirt. But the injury to Dylan Campbell had the red shirt pulled right off his back. He's 12-0, all 12 of Seidel's wins this year coming by bonus points. His opponent, a transfer from Iowa State in Zach Redding. And it's Redding who fires initially into the waterfall position. Seidel grabbing the near side ankle.
And this is where Seidel wants to be. He is so crafty here. Watch him step forward, put that heel down and kind of crank towards the head.
potentially dangerous, so they will stop the action. Both wrestlers all twisted up.
Don't take it to the
Zach
side.
Redding is a veteran, 6th year, his first year in Raleigh, coming over from Iowa State. Kevin Dresser really utilized him in a number of different areas. He wrestled 3 different weights, really was an excellent teammate for so many of his Cyclones, and that's the first thing Pat Papalizio described. This is a guy that's willing to do anything to help his team.
That's what's called a team player right there. Notice when Redding was trying to pass that elbow, but you also saw Seidel. He had his elbows like a praying mantis. He kept his elbows
clean
in.
on the face, guys, clean.
Long arms of Seidel, the 133-pounder. In the head underneath for Redding.
He's still putting the pressure forward, Seidel is, on Redding. Even though nothing's really going on, he's pushing forward, pushing forward.
Center. Offense.
And Sean, you mentioned it before.
Action.
You mentioned before that Redding is a veteran. He's been in Big 12 wrestling. He's over to the ACC. He knows what it is to wrestle in tough situations, especially when you're an underdog.
Yeah, Redding made it to the blood round back in 2023, going 3-2. He was also a qualifier in 2021.
Nice sweep single there.
Seidel, best opportunity to get the first points, and he does. And it's Aaron Seidel getting introduced to this rivalry for the first time. Immediately goes crossface, a 3-0 lead.
And this is where he makes his money. This is his best position. I'm not just saying it, he said it. Top is his best position. Going to a tight waist tilt here. He's elevating the body. He's at 90 degrees, not 45. Look at this transition wrestling here. He went tight waist on the right side. When Redding put his arm down, he went to an armbar tilt, and now he's going to armbar half. Chain wrestling here.
He will get the full allotment of near fall points, and he might not be done.
Oh my goodness.
Still has that arm trapped, and he's going to get more swipes. Short time to close out this first period, and Aaron Seidel, just like that. A couple of 4-point turns late, and he jumps out to an 11-0 lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is just great wrestling. Look how long his arms are. So he goes tight waist on one side, right? He then pops over again and traps the forearm to get another set of back points.
Look at the year this season for Seidel. He was sidelined with an injury. He had a hand injury for much of the first semester. He made his debut collegiately as he dumps him over for 3 more. Made his debut at the Midlands. He went 5-0, 3 techs, a couple of pins. And even with that broken hand, we asked him if he was still making weight. And he said, yeah, he was doing it with the +3 margin, keeping his weight down, and he's close to making it a perfect 13 for 13 for bonus points.
Let me tell you something here. Aaron Seidel is a certified problem. I mean, a problem.
And that is going to be it.
Man, he's that good.
Fresh off a major decision over All-American Tyler Knox a week ago, and now in his first trip to Raleigh, he takes care of business, a technical fall early in the second period.
He's bonused everybody's wrestling. He is legit. He is a threat. He can win the Nationals.
Virginia Tech flexing their muscle early on the road. A couple of them beatings in ACC action, but it's been the Hokies at 25-33. Eddie Ventresca, a hard-fought battle, and then it was the sensational, the super freshman, Aaron Seidel. The bonus point win for Virginia Tech. Coming up, 141, it's a rematch. Ryan Jack, Tom Crook, 2 wrestlers trying to get back on track. And then the youth movement with Biskins and Guy. Both these teams rolling, entering this Friday night duel, a wintry night in Raleigh, North Carolina. Virginia Tech has started with a bang, a couple of victories, and now we move to 141. Tom Crook 16-6 this year. Ryan Jack at 9-5. Lots of experience with Jack coming off his redshirt season a year ago. These two met at the national duels, a match won by the veteran Wolfpack.
I'm getting a feel right now, Sean, that it's only 2 matches in, but it seems like NC State needs to win soon. Not just for the score, but also get these fans back into it.
Ryan Jack in his 6th year for North Carolina State, 3-time NCAA qualifier. Last time we saw him, it was on the podium in 24, an All-American showing at this weight. 7th place finish. Really enjoyed the red shirt last year and developed a close relationship with Coach Esposito the last couple of years, and he just talked about how Esposito has been really good for him, a new mindset, new technique. He's picked up a lot. Been a lot of wrestlers who's picked up a lot throughout the years from Esposito.
That's true.
Offense.
Here's a match where the first takedown is going to make a difference, because Jack, once he gets a takedown initially, he's pretty good at holding position and not doing too much. But if you get a takedown against Jack, which Crook is hoping to do first, he has to open up.
Headgear comes flying off of Jack, so they will stop the action.
Jack has a long shot. He controls his opponent's right elbow and shoots a high C or knee pull to his opponent's right leg.
All right, here we go.
Conversely, Jack likes to shoot sweep singles to his opponent's left leg.
Jack has registered some bonus point wins this year, but of late he's taken some tough losses. Last week to North Carolina, 2-1 to Luke Simcox. He fell to Virginia's Gable Porter 4-2, so the offense hasn't been there the last few times out.
One thing Jack knows how to do, he knows how to win against Virginia Tech. He's never lost to Virginia Tech wrestling.
Tom Crook trying to figure out the recipe for success. 0-6 against Jack throughout the years. These two first met back in 2022. Crook, like Jack, utilized the red shirt a season ago. They had Sam Latona, the ACC champ, 4-time ACC finalist, and multiple All-Americans. So Crook used the year to red shirt and develop. Hailing from the state of Florida, they call him Tampa Tom. Tampa, Florida, Tampa Jesuit, power in the Sunshine State. Jack in on the leg.
Perfect timing there. Right as he was snapping his head down, Jack stayed down there and grabbed the leg. He's got to slide around the corner. He's trying to get that leg hook. And Crook is trying to keep him from that, and there's a takedown. First takedown for NC State.
This crowd,
transition wrestling,
something to cheer about for the first time tonight as well. Good job there by Crook. He is away. 3-1 Jack. Closing moments, short time in this first period.
This is exactly what happened the last time they wrestled. Jack got the first takedown.
What a job he has done. I mean, you take a look at this environment. It has been Popolizio in his time. Year number 14, took over the program in April of 2012, and it was lean. He was talking about some of his early stories. They would get shut out, if you recall, in some of the ACC duels. What a job he has done. Oklahoma State graduate, 14th year, guided NC State to an 8th place showing last year. They crowned 3 All-Americans with Robinson, Trumbull, and Singleton, and all 3 of those guys back this year to lead the charge again.
He is building a program, starting from scratch, and they're developing their guys. Yes, they do get some blue chippers, but they oftentimes develop guys.
Crook busy underneath, but Jack stays with him every step of the way, and they go back to the center.
Same start, guys. Same start. Stay there. Get red.
Tom Crook won 4 state championships in Florida. He was a perfect 144-0 at Tampa Jesuit. His twin brother Jack, also a 4-time state champ. He's wrestling for Harvard.
Neutral, green.
Crook gets away, and it's a 3-2 lead for Jack. NC State, you get the feeling this is a must-get the way Virginia Tech has come out swinging tonight.
I totally agree there.
He's not on the headgear.
Little swim action there. You see that? He got in, and then as Tampa Tom was sprawling, instead of reshooting, all Jack did was do a knee slide to get closer. So instead of just breaking and then just shooting all over again, he would shoot and then knee slide again.
Stall on Crook. Crook trying to spin around his way near the side. Just did not have enough real estate to get to where he wanted.
You got a stall warning. Now your headgear's loose. That's why.
Crook is not going to back down. He's going to continue to move forward. He's one of the wrestlers that's consistent in his pace. It's not like he starts off early and slows down, or a person that's a slow starter and picks it up. He's consistent in his pace.
Yeah, he will grind at you the entire match. He's very good getting his hands on the opponent. He'll wear you down throughout the course of a match. You know, you look up at this score, 3-2 Jack, you get the feeling that Jack should be up by a little bit more, but Crook hanging in there. And as you talked about, third period, he's always been so strong.
Let's continue to move forward. And Jack has wrestled this type of match oftentimes. Close matches, doing just enough to keep the referees off of him. You see that big back?
Action.
He had that single, and he kind of broadened his back to slide his knees underneath him. A lot of times people get stuck there and they don't know what to do. All Jack did was broaden his back and slid his knees underneath him to get deeper on his shot.
A few moments of this second period. Jack has the only tick down right now, a 3-2 lead, and we go to the third. Jack looks over. Papalizio immediately says, let's go down. You take a look at this weight class in the ACC. Simcox with the win over Jack last week. Stanford has a good one on the West Coast.
Hey, don't use it as a crutch. Stay there.
Well, for the first time, we get a look at what Tom Crook can do on top.
Coach Freya said, keep him down. And interestingly, what Crook has undergone to a double thigh pride, because what happens is Jack likes to grab fingers and then stands up. So when you have a thigh pride like that, so when you have a thigh pride like that, he can't grab the fingers, but he was able to work those hands up and stand up 4-2.
Look at Crook rock now in this third period, a match that's going to be decided on the feet. What's his go-to? As you see Jack come in near the edge, repositioned by Crook, has his right toe in, tried to make one last swift movement. But what's going to be the go-to for Crook to try to crack Jack's armor?
Crook has got to control the right elbow of Jack, because when he controls that elbow, he goes to his high C. But this is Jack's type of match. He's been in these tight matches where he doesn't have to do enough. But it's a low single there.
Boy, it looked like he caught Jack a little off guard. Crook really dropped levels. Jack trying to keep that far leg extended.
He's got to keep him in. He's got to make sure he doesn't drive too forward. He's got to make sure he brings him back to the center. He doesn't want to keep driving him to the out of bounds. And this is a problem. Out of bounds. We saw this against Jack when he wrestled against UVA against Porter. He gave up a late takedown. So he gets dropped down and continued to work his way up, but he wasn't unable to get it. We got 45 seconds left.
Offense!
Trying to clear the hand defense. Crook on the hunt, trying to find the same leg. That time Jack kept it out of danger's path.
And notice that Jack is circling to the middle. He's not circling to the outside. He's circling to the middle. Oh, good throw by there. He just shoved it, and that's it.
Shucked him aside. Jack gets the 3. Just as Tom Crook was applying a little bit more pressure, Jack used his aggressiveness against him. He'll get the three. He'll try to run him out here for the final few moments. And for the first time tonight, North Carolina State strikes the wing column.
Indeed he did. This is a typical Jack match. He is calculated. He doesn't put himself in bad positions. And right as he was using the momentum of Crook, he shucked it by to get the ceiling takedown, 7-2. Let's take a look at this. As he was pushing forward, watch him push, and he just threw it by and went right to a half bounce to try and get some back points. Couldn't get it, but now NC State is on the board with another rematch at 149.
Two veterans when you look at Jack and Crook, and now you get to some youth at 149. What a run it's been for Colin Guy, Virginia Tech, the freshman out of Pennsylvania. 8 straight wins, and really he's been on a roll since the Midlands. His opponent, Court Bisgins, North Carolina State, the redshirt sophomore all the way from Minnesota. Bisgins, the NCAA qualifier from a year ago, and these two met once again, as you talked about earlier this year, and we'll see what adjustments Guy will make. The young freshman dipping his toe in ACC waters for the first time in what will be a very good career.
Oh, these guys are physical. Guy came hard with a club.
Take a look at these two competitors, and the first thing that jumps off the page, they are so tough to score.
Yes. Through, guys.
And they have different body types. You see that Bisgins is more of a stout wrestler, and Guy is just longer. And when you have a longer wrestler like Guy, Bisgins has got to close the distance. He's got to stay in that position so he can get to the legs.
2-on-1 early here by Bisgins with the tie. A lot of arm to grab when you look at Colin Guy and his framework.
He's going to chase it. It's a hustle. Look, hustle, hustle, hustle. Who's going to get around? Bisgin gets it. That's a hustle drill there. And look at the roll there. Never stop wrestling. Excellent wrestling there. Right when I was about to say he's going to get the takedown, Guy does a roll. So look, he goes up and watch him trip. And right when he's going to chase him, watch him just dive. Dive, grab a leg, and keep fighting.
That's a sequence that we probably don't see in November from Colin Guy.
His confidence has gotten a lot higher.
Really coming on strong in the past month is Guy. He had a nice win over 9th-ranked Aiden Valencia last time out, 2-1. He's figured out a way to win the tight ones in ACC competition, a 5-4 win over a good wrestler from Pitt and Cade Brown.
These guys are banging. They're staying right in front of the Wolfpack. I love it when guys don't, stay on the outside. They're just going to stay right there and just wrestle.
Yes, sir.
Guy, just like Seidel, a top 15 recruit. Talked about the recruiting successes that Tony Roby, Jared Frere, and this staff has enjoyed last couple of years, and certainly Guy part of that with Seidel. We'll see another good freshman a little bit later on. Won a couple of Pennsylvania State championships, won 182 matches in his time with Quakertown High School, 103 by way of fall. Here comes Bisgins.
Back to that single again. He's got to take his time, but he's got 25 seconds to make it happen. A good job by Guy. He's putting the pressure to keep Bisgins down. You see him putting the pressure down? And Bisgins trying to stay high. Fighting there, he's going to stay high. Trying to get into a position where he can possibly club the head. Look for a club.
Running out of time. Short time. Here comes Guy late. And we saw not once but twice terrific defense when it looked like Bisgins was in to get the point.
We said it at the top of the show. He is a true freshman. that was just relentless. You know, after a while, you just gotta fight. You know, sometimes you just don't know, just fight.
Wait for the whistle.
And that's exactly what Guy did. He kept fighting. 0-0.
Showed you those 2 state championships that Guy won as he tries to suck Bisgins back, sticks in the legs.
Yeah.
He's doing a good job of using his length. You see he's trying to stretch him out, getting both legs in. And now he's going to look for back points. He's getting a count. Oh, my. This is good. He can just keep him there.
Yeah, no need to go anywhere if you're calling Guy.
This is when you start to use your length. And Guy's doing a good job of using his length.
He will get the 4 in Virginia Tech. The lead in this second period.
Let me tell you, when you come to college wrestling as a true freshman, you're not supposed to be as good as these freshmen been. Aaron Seidel was a monster at 133 on top. Guy is doing this against a top 5 opponent from the top position. This is just relentless pressure that Guy's putting on here.
Yeah, just continuing to impose his will. Legs in, you saw the half applied as Bisgins broken down completely.
And you see how he's continuing to move. He's not just holding on to one position. He is continuing to stay busy.
Riding time continuing to mount.
What I like about Guy, he's using his length to his advantage. He's stretching out Bisgins. And look at him, he's going to stretch him again. Look, he's going to try and push forward and arch his back.
Bottom man, stall warning red.
Stall call underneath. Bisgins gets tagged. Statement being sent right now. Guy trying to get him exposed for the second time in this period. Bisgins able to get back to the safety of his base.
I am impressed. This is fantastic top wrestling. Working, turning, and getting the stall call against Bisgins.
He is going to ride him out for the entirety, plus the 4 near fall textbook execution for the freshman.
What you got,
Capped off his senior year in high school with his 2nd state championship. He won a perfect 44-0.
Stall warning, second period.
He won a state title his sophomore year, and he talked about just getting back on the hunt again after winning the title his sophomore year, and then the disappointment of a runner-up his junior campaign.
And Bisgins says, I'm not even going to try and ride. It's 2 minutes of riding time in Guy's favor. He said, let's go on our feet. And Bisgins had a lot of takedowns in high school. He was a takedown machine.
Offense was certainly a priority for Bisgins this offseason, taking from what he learned last year with the freshman gauntlet. Now keeping that head down, trying to get around to the backside goes Guy. Good activity by Bisgins as he turns and faces.
On that shot, you saw Guy continue to keep the pressure on Bisgins' head. Bisgins has to go back to that single to Guy's right leg. That's where he's had some success. And you see that hard club, just clubbed off his base. 1 minute. You got to start your sprint now. Down essentially 6-0 with riding time secured. This is
action here, man, action
this
here.
is smart wrestling here by Guy.
Colin Guy, one of those guys we were talking about ready for NC State. This is a guy that has come in with the right mindset. Saw him at national duels with Jared Hill of Wyoming bumping up. A weight at 57. 49 is his weight, and he is making it known loud and clear in the ACC. 25 seconds away from consecutive wins over Bisgins, Valencia, and Brown. 15 seconds to go. Desperation for Bisgins, trying to split the legs.
You know what statement Guy's here? He doesn't want to concede anything. He just blanked the number 5 guy in the country. He made a statement. He could have easily said, let me just get out of here and just get out with a win. And then he raises the roof. in Reynolds.
Let's go over here.
The riding time tacked on.
Good job.
And the match are racing right in front of our eyes with Colin Guy this year. Oh, how about the freshmen? They have showed up for Virginia Tech.
There's the shuck there by Jack to get NC State on the board. They thought they had some momentum, but Colin Guy said, nah. I'm that guy. ACC Wrestling Friday Night Duels.
Right.
Won 3 of the first 4. The 7th-ranked Hokies out in front, 11-3 over NC State as we welcome you back inside Reynolds Coliseum. Bump up to 157 pounds. Ethan Miller from the Big Ten to the ACC. The transfer from Maryland, 8-3 this year. He was banged up to start the season. 157 is a weight that Pat Popolizio is still trying to figure out following the injury to Jackson Arrington. Luca Felix will get the nod here tonight. Good look at Miller, one of 3 transfers in Roby's lineup and his bout sheet for this duel. Graduate student coming in from Maryland, trying to bounce back from a major decision loss to 10th-ranked Daniel Cardenas of Stanford, 11-2. 3-time qualifier for the Terps.
Ethan Miller likes to go to his doubles. He'll post, run doubles. And I talked to guys that are wrestling and said he's a different type of strong. Sean, we were talking about this at the break that Virginia Tech, if they do what they're supposed to do in this match, it's going to be a real uphill battle for NC State.
Luca Felix, redshirt freshman, 7-8 this year, lost his only ACC duel. This was a weight class for so many years, occupied by Ed Scott, 2-time ACC champ. Jackson Arrington coming off a red shirt a year ago, sustained the injury.
All right, hey, just clean him up a little bit.
He is recovering right now, so they've tried a few guys at this weight. Latrell Schaefer also injured, a good-looking young freshman out of the state of Georgia. Rogan Tucker has wrestled a couple of duels for Popolizio tonight, though it's Felix. We enjoyed our talk with Ethan Miller earlier this week, and certainly a colorful personality. And first thing we asked him, well, what's it been like? You know, the transition from the Big Ten and the ACC, and he just talked about how fresh his body feels. Really enjoys the weekend schedule that the ACC has in line with the Friday night duels compared to the Friday quick turnaround Sunday combo that the Big Ten presents on most weekends.
In other words, he's saying, I'm glad I don't have to wait twice a weekend. I understand. Made that double.
Comes in on the double, now switches to the single. Wizard put in by Felix. Miller trying to drive home the first offense. As we go inside a minute in this opening period.
Slowly bringing that knee against the joint. Not illegal, but very uncomfortable. And when he brought it outside, he trips. But this time, he goes back to that double.
He'll finish it as well, and a 3 on the board for Ethan Miller.
30 seconds, you want to keep your opponent down and the period on top. So when he went to that double, good sport by Felix, went to a single, brought that knee out, tabled it, went to a double. That's a system right there.
Russell here.
Swallows up the waist. Felix, burst of energy, out of bounds, back to the center with 11 seconds.
Here we go, man.
Ethan Miller, a late takedown in this first period. Virginia Tech right now in control, up 11-3, and this is an opportunity coming into the night where the Hokies thought they had an opportunity for bonus points, and man, they can really create some distance if Miller does the job. He'll be content to ride in a 3-0 lead through 1. Talked about the late start this year for Miller, coming off foot surgery this offseason. He was off the mat for about 4 months. His first tournament was the Midlands. And during that process, recovering and rehabbing, he lost a lot of weight after surgery, and he actually had thoughts about going down to 149, but with the emergence of what we just saw from Guy, best for the team for Miller to stay up at 157.
And I'm sure in the long haul, he probably likes being up at 57 as opposed to getting down to 149.
Hey, stay on that mat, both guys.
He really thought that Ames was going to be his next stop. When he made the decision to leave Maryland, it looked like it was going to be Iowa State. He has some family that lives in the Ames area, but he took a visit, and he fell in love with Roby and this coaching staff immediately.
Sean, and fans at home, you are seeing that there's an emphasis at Virginia Tech with their top wrestling. They are really putting the pressure on. 133, it was Ventresca that kept Vinnie Robinson down for that overtime. And then you see what Seidel did, Guy did, and now you're seeing turns here by Ethan Miller. They have made a conscious decision to work on top, and not just to ride, but to score.
Improve.
Brings him right back down with a 40 as Felix, no answer underneath. Miller in control, up 7 inside a minute as both wrestlers and their momentum go out of bounds. Ethan Miller, 3-time NCAA qualifier. Last year went 1 and 2, and that was at this weight at 157 pounds. And what was so interesting with him, he went into the Big Tens last year, Rock, if you recall, unbeaten. He was a perfect 20-0 during the course of the regular season.
But he was honest. He said that he did not reach and hit some of the top-level guys, and it kind of caught up to him. And that's great. We can be honest about it. Saying, I didn't wrestle some of the guys, and then when I got him, I didn't have that feel.
Okay. 3.
Right now, he's smothering Felix.
Giving him no chance to get out underneath. Seems like he's a step ahead. He's approaching over 2 minutes of riding time.
He's mirroring the back of Felix's head.
Has him high up into the air. Has to be careful here. Good job by Miller. Felix with a fight. Give him some credit, trying to get up to his feet and get something positive started late. But yeah, he just cannot get anything started.
Forward pressure, keeping that toe in.
As long as he could, toe dragging his right foot, maximizing every possible second. And yeah, right, you're right on, Rock, you're right on cue with the top game that has been unleashed by Virginia Tech tonight.
It is clear to anyone that's watching that that's what they've worked on. And that's a differentiator. Sean, we've done nationals many, many years. The difference in nationals and All-Americans is the mat wrestling, top wrestling. Can you keep them down just for that extra second or two? Can you get a back point just by doing transition wrestling?
Talked about the colorful personality for Ethan Miller, and he showcases some of his creativity with some of this woodwork. Take a look at what he has around his apartment, and this is something he has great interest in as far as maybe going into the open market with. He took his camera and he showed us some of the work around his apartment earlier this week. Very impressive.
He is. What's even more impressive is that he has no front teeth and a girlfriend. That is impressive.
Yeah, you kind of probe deep on that.
Man, he said that it was in 10 years old. A baseball got him in the front end. He said he is who he is.
How did you end that conversation? You have a really good girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. My wife doesn't like when I don't brush my teeth.
Neutral.
Miller circles it back after he gets away. 8-0. Ethan Miller, we were joking. I said, you know, for so many years, Kyle Reaney, the Wolfpack wrestler, was known for his artistic ability.
He's already down.
A lot of his was with ink, with paint. And Miller, who's a Missouri guy just like Reaney, knew about his artwork and the respect between the two.
They wrestled in the state finals.
Yes, they did.
So here with Felix, he's got to try and score, take away the bonus points. So bonus point is really 9-0, but a takedown, which is 3 points, pretty much erases that bonus. So let's see if Felix can create some offense here.
The match within the match, when you look at the team concept of wrestling, trying to prevent Virginia Tech from getting the additional team point that the major decision carries.
He just can't get past his head-hands defense. It's gotten to the point where Virginia Tech is taking this crowd out of this duel meet.
Just getting ready to go there. This was an outcome that they thought they could pull off with Ethan Miller in this particular weight, but they have absorbed all the energy from Reynolds. And Miller is not going to help out that cause as he gets 3 more late. Quick cut and release, and you talk about bonus points, all of a sudden he was thinking, man, maybe can I stretch this thing out to that 15 point and beyond. He will not have enough time to do that. He'll get the riding time point, and it's a major decision, a bonus point victory, the second of the night for Virginia Tech, and they just keep pouring it on as they up the ante.
They do it. There's got to be a heavy talk in intermission between Coach Papalizio and NC State, because right now Virginia Tech is dominating this duel meet.
All Hokies right now. Ethan Miller, the transfer they brought in from Maryland, he has filled in beautifully at 157. Road victory from Raleigh. Two heavyweights in the ACC kicking off our 7th year of Friday night duels, and it's all Virginia Tech. The 7th-ranked Hokies have won 4 of the first 5, 2 by bonus points. They lead 15-3 at the break over NC State. Sean Kinney alongside Rock Harrison. And Rock, I'll tell you what, I don't think I've heard Reynolds Coliseum this quiet. Virginia Tech is sending a statement loud and clear, not just for the Wolfpack fans, but for the rest of the ACC and the country.
There's been no reason to celebrate. It's been Virginia Tech dominant in the top position. They have continued to not just ride, but they have scored back points. They are showing that they've come into what was a hostile environment and quieted this Reynolds Coliseum.
Entering tonight, these were the 2 remaining unbeatens in ACC competition. You take a look at what's happening tonight. Pitt and North Carolina. Keith Gavin's Panthers out in front through the first 5, 9-6. Evans with a win for Pitt. UNC picks up a couple of victories from Daly and Hefner.
This match was going to be one of those tight matches. As you see with the scores, 4-1, 4-2, 7-3. Lots of things that can happen, but it's only 5 bouts. Lots of things can happen, and North Carolina is really strong at the lower weights, where Pitt is not as strong.
You look at what's transpired so far here in Raleigh tonight. We started at 125. Eddie Ventresca stays perfect against the defending national champ.
Hey, we knew it was going to be a tight match, and Eddie Ventresca was mentally tough and continued to squeeze it out. But let's talk about Aaron Seidel. I am so impressed with not just how he wrestles on his feet, but on top wrestling. Jack stays undefeated against all Virginia Tech wrestlers, but Guy and Ethan Miller, wow. Top wrestling is the difference with Virginia Tech.
The Hokies in control as we hit the halfway point. 15-3 Virginia Tech out in front. When we come back, it's 165 as Friday Night Duels continues. Reynolds Coliseum on a wintry Friday night here in Raleigh. Much of the region, in fact, the entire state under a winter storm warning as they brace for more snow and ice. Fans packing Reynolds, and they're hoping that their true freshman, Will Denny, can get them ignited. They need something, a spark, and can the freshman from Manhattan, Illinois, deliver?
5 matches left, and I don't want to speak too early, but this is a match that NC State needs.
His opponent will be another true freshman, Ryan Burton of Virginia Tech, 12th in the country. Again, part of that great 2025 recruiting class with the likes of Seidel and Guy. And now it is Burton down at 165. This was a decision coming in for Tony Roby. Ryan Burton with 1 date to use as far as burning the red shirt. So they send him out here tonight. He had a lot of luck against Denny in Tulsa earlier this year in the national duels.
He sure did. Burton looked really strong, had his offense going, his re-attacks were sharp. But since then, Denny has gotten better. He's a pretty physical, true freshman. But let's think about this. This time last year, these guys were wrestling high school sophomores. And now they're on a national television trying to do something for their team.
Both these wrestlers winning state championships in their respective states. Denny, a 3-time champ in Illinois. Burton, a 2-time champ in New Jersey.
You saw immediately when Denny got in, there was a down block by Burton, and he chased and caught the left ankle of Denny. We'll see if Denny is going to attack or be a little gun-shy, because as you said before, Sean, when they wrestled earlier this year, it was Burton the whole way.
When you watch Will Denny, this is a young man that comes in. He's won 10 straight matches. We talked about the losses at national duels. He surrendered the major decision to Burton 15-7, lost to Lockett of Oklahoma State 7-2. But since then, 10 consecutive wins. What has clicked with him in his freshman run?
Well, you start off with the national duels. I mean, those are tough wrestlers, and you just thrown out as a true freshman. You start to understand it. You start to understand your class schedule, training, keeping your weight down, and then winning is contagious. Once you start winning, it's a good feeling.
Denny had a busy 2025, competed for Team USA, 74 kilograms at the U20 Pan Am Championships in Lima. That was in July. 1 gold medal, won all 3 of those matches via bonus points.
Denny is pretty strong with the hand fight, but so is Burton.
Burton's a confident wrestler. As well he should be with his talent. Same high school as their heavyweight, Jimmy Mullen, who we will see a little bit later on. And Burton was a transfer. He moved into St. Joseph Regional his sophomore year. And why don't you know it, Mullen was one of the ambassadors who showed him around the school.
They both have curly hair.
Small world, especially in the wrestling world, where it seems like everyone is connected. Scoreless through 3 minutes.
So it defers. NC State defers to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech takes the defensive or the bottom position. That was within a second. I don't know what happened. Was there an early jump, or Danny just didn't try?
Burton with the escape, a 1-0 lead, early stages of this second period. Ryan Burton, when he showed up in Blacksburg, he was thinking 174, maybe even 184. He's a big guy, but he started cutting weight immediately and discovered that 165 was going to be the best route.
It's some offense.
And all through his years in high school, he never had to cut weight. This was his first experience with that. So it's really impressive to see his body of work. That's not easy to do, let alone compete at this level as a true freshman and have the success that he's had.
I love the fact that he didn't cut weight hardly in high school, because quite frankly, high schoolers don't know how to cut weight. They just don't eat, and that's not the right way. But when you come across these great programs at NC State and Virginia Tech and others, they have nutritionists. They have people that can tell you the right things to do. So I'm all for guys in high school not cutting weight. Yeah, lose a couple pounds here and there, but when you have to starve yourself just to get down, it's just not healthy.
Offense tough to come by, and now, just as I say that, some fireworks. It's Will Denny, and he gets the 3.
Right when he reached, there was a nice duck under there by Denny to get the first takedown.
Frantic scramble continues, and there is Burton able to cartwheel his way out. So Burton gets the point. That's more like it. Both wrestlers exchanging blows.
Now let's see if they open up a little more.
Short time in the second period. Denny able to get the late takedown. Burton the escape, and a 1-point lead for the true freshman from Marist High School.
So watch him just tuck his head. Right when he tucked his head, he followed through and continued to chase. It was a hustle drill. Once the weight was on both hands, that's a takedown. 3 points. And now Denny is in a defensive or the down position.
Burton dropping down to the legs, gonna have to work his way up the body, and Denny able to scrape away and get clear. Only one of the few times, and then a stall call on Burton. One of the few times tonight where we've seen a Hokie not able to control the top position.
This is when the crowd needs to get behind NC State. They need to let them know that they believe in them. And when you have a tight match like this, you need all the help you can.
I need to tell him, too. I don't know if he...
4-2 Denny out in front. Crossing over the halfway point of tonight's Friday night duel. Weight number 6 of 10.
Similar to what we saw at 149, these guys are staying right in the middle. They're not moving anywhere to the outside. They're going to stay there and bang. A little misdirection. And he's going to chase. A little slide by. He's there. Takedown there. He gave him a takedown.
They go 3 as they signal it from Jay Cox. He's going to check with Matt Sorchinsky as the two will come together and discuss.
They want to talk about it. They want to talk about it. Immediately, the head official, Jay Cox, looked over at his second official and said, "What do you think?" They said, "Let's talk about it." So, as we know, this year and the year before, it's really reaction time. And so reaction time had a little roll and moving there, went to a Merkle position, the leg was in. We have to see, was it beyond reaction time? So he did a misdirection. Watch the slide, a little throw by there. He's pressing down. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know when someone kind of concedes with a takedown, when they use their hands to push off to get back up, that means I'm down and I'm pushing back up. I don't think that was beyond reaction time. Can we see that in real speed?
And real quickly, we want to stress this is not a corner-initiated challenge. This is the two officials wanting to make sure that they get it right with this official review.
And he goes through around, looking around, press down. And the official said that was a takedown there by Burton. They confirmed the call there.
Don't shift your weight. When you stay there,
so
don't
call
move right
confirmed.
away. Stay there.
Burton has his first lead of the night, 5-4, and right back into the top position. But now we get a stoppage. Jared Frere and the Hokie coaching staff up on their feet. They're not happy, and a caution was given to Denny underneath.
They are looking at something about he's putting his knees in a certain way, or he's leaning. It's something that the coaching staff of Virginia Tech was yelling and yelling at the second official.
Yeah, Frere was right on top of it. And he is the one who alerted the two officials
so he
to
has
it.
Space to hit your elbow. Leave him space.
And because of that, they're going to reset the riding time clock. So that's what this delay is about.
So when Burton gets on, let's see if Denny keeps still, because he's moving just a little bit. So watch. He did not move at all. So Burton is going to try to get to a position. All right, now it's 5-5.
Burton comes right in on a shot, though. Head buried underneath the chest. Denny tied at 5. Riding time not a factor. Working off the 2-on-1. Burton clears out the arm. Now Burton driving the traffic near the edge. Straight on shot. Double attempt by Denny. Still has the double. No points awarded near the edge. Now they give the 3.
Same scenario there. Hands were on the mat. Slid through. 3-point takedown. 19 seconds left. That was a good flurry right there. They were going at it. So Denny wants to keep Burton down.
Slow tripod up by Burton. Now into a stand-up. Tripped right back down by Will Denny.
To a tight waist. You can't turn into a tight waist. You turn right into it. So he's going to stay there.
Red, you got it!
Denny holding one last mat return in Reynolds Coliseum for the first time, showing how vocal they can be.
Needed win for NC State. Wrestling on the edge. He's going to drive across, pop his head out. Hands are down on the mat. That's the 3. And then at the end, just to be emphatic, he popped his hips, took Burton down, and now we're starting to get a little momentum swing here at Reynolds.
174, it is Matty Singleton for North Carolina State. 12-1 this year for the returning All-American. His opponent, a transfer from Chattanooga, Sergio Desiante, junior from Tampa, Florida, just like Crook. 15-9 this year. He's won 5 straight. Desiante and Singleton at 174, and the true freshman Denny, wouldn't you know it, on a night in which the freshmen are stealing the show, he has asserted a little bit of energy into this crowd.
Much needed energy that NC State needs. And now they have their returning All-American, Matty Singleton. Matty is the favorite here, but he just doesn't want to win. He wants to win big.
Singleton coming off his 7th place finish last year at this weight, went 5-2 to nationals. One of those losses to Dean Hamady along Hamady's path to a national championship. Singleton's only blemish this year was to Carson Hartslaw, 8-4. That was in the Ohio State duel earlier this year. One thing about Singleton, he's a snatch guy. Strong hand, strong grip, has that Greco background with the upper body.
What'll happen is when he snatches and the guy sprawls, he'll go right upper body. What I like about that snatch, and when I say snatch, you're not sliding your knees in the mat, you just snatch. It's really safe, because if you miss, you're still in a good position.
Desiante trying to keep the momentum rolling that he built last year. Enjoyed a breakout season for Chattanooga. SoCon Southern Scuffle champion, the first mock to win that event. Ironically, actually beat Lennox Wallix, who was wrestling for Virginia Tech, to win the scuffle. That happened in the semifinals. Also won the SoCon championship as well. First year in, transferring from Chattanooga.
You see that? He just kind of tapped and reached.
Trying to plow in a underhook, left arm underhook here for Singleton. Desiante trying to clear the arm away, does. Singleton, one of those wrestlers, he has blended the upper body offense that he's so strong in with consistent leg attacks, and he can let it fly on top, as we saw him stretch it out a little bit last year. Continued growth and development that you were talking about that Papalizio has with his wrestlers. There's a shot, long-range shot by Desiante in on the leg of Singleton.
Singleton has no problem defending singles. Desiante has to take his time and work to bring that leg higher. As he brings it, you see how he's just catching it? He's not tripping. He's just using that foot to block. That is not a treetop. He had it, and he just used his heel to block the ankle. It drove through. Really well done there.
And a good mat return as well for good measure. So Desiante has the 3-0 lead, and now it's important for him to keep Singleton down as we go inside 20 seconds. As Singleton all torqued up underneath, and they will stop it. One more restart in the center.
13 guys.
Jared Haught works closely with Desiante, making sure he realizes just 13 seconds in this period.
Wait for the whistle.
Top wrestling. ending the period without surrendering a point and with a takedown is big for Deziante.
Could not have scripted a better start for Deziante on the rim.
Look, he worked, and watch him use his left foot just to heel. He's just going to catch it. He's not going to trip it. You see how he's just catching it? And he's going to walk towards it. You see him catch it and walk towards it.
All right, man, here we go.
And then here's a little Navy action.
Hands up.
Map return.
Hands up.
Stayed on top. I like how he finished that single. He didn't trip. He just caught it and worked towards where his foot was.
Two things that Tony Roby told us this week. Deziante has really improved in his short time in Blacksburg. His ability to finish shots and also his top work. We saw some of the top work to close out the first period. Not so much here to start the second. Singleton away quickly. 3-1 Deziante, Virginia Tech.
Deziante, in the first period, he had a shot. Look at this re-attack. Deziante had a shot to Singleton's right leg, didn't get it, but the second time, that's when he got the takedown.
Singleton doesn't want to be here. Head firmly anchored in, bunkered down underneath the chest of Deziante.
Keep working, guys.
Matty slowly rising up to his feet. Sergio Deziante comfortable in this position. Still has the underhook on the left side of the body.
He wants to get his head to the other side. You want your head to the side of the underhook.
Couldn't quite get it there as the two wrestlers whip each other out of bounds and back to the center. Inside a minute to go, second period. Deziante are now upset alert. The lead over the 6th-ranked wrestler and the returning All-American.
Deziante is moving well on his feet.
Get out of that, work offense, get out of that, work
Singleton is doing,
offense.
he's holding center. That's what Deziante has got to continue to do, is these fakes. And it's starting to open up now. You see, they're going at each other. 25 seconds left.
Hand fight. As we go inside 20 seconds, there's a shot by Singleton. He's on to the lower half. Chest wrap over the top by Deziante, but he's not strong enough to hold it. And now Singleton had him over for some exposure.
He did a snatch. You saw the snatch, and then he went for a double. Now those back points there, he looked at the second official and said, let's look at that. The second official said that I think it was there. I don't know if the back points were there. It has to be 45 degrees. But go back to that takedown. It was a snatch, and then a snatch to the left leg. He went double. Snatch, double. And you can see he does not do a penetration step. And then he just works his way up, and then he does transition wrestling. Right there now, he's in a bad position. He keeps the back there. I can't tell if it's 45 degrees or not. From my angle, it did not look like the second swipe was 45 degrees, but my angle wasn't strong.
It's a big call coming up to close out the second period. The 3 for sure for Singleton. Question now becomes, will there be an additional 2? And this might be our best angle right here.
Snatched. Now he's going to work up. Now we got to see when is the takedown award. There's a takedown. 1.
But is that 45 degrees? No, I don't think so.
Not by my protractor. Works up. Takedown. 1. That doesn't look like 45 degrees.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But one thing that Matty Singleton did, transition wrestling. Snatch, adds a leg pull back, got to a double. Let's see what happens.
After review, the call is upheld, no backs.
Yep. All right, so what we're hearing is that he didn't finish the second swipe on there. I'm fine with that call. It did not look like it was legitimately 2 swipes with a 45-degree angle. I'm fine with that call.
Pat Papalizio very calmly over, getting an explanation from Jay Cox. Singleton gets the takedown late, though, and he has the 4-3 lead. This crowd obviously upset, did not go the direction they wanted with the review. Singleton getting ready to go to work on top as we put up the final 2 minutes. Desiante slowly up into a stand-up. See the strength by Matty Singleton.
This is a position where Matty Singleton is pretty strong. He laces the ankle and he starts to lift it up. And oftentimes he does cross-face look for cradles.
As Desiante's ankle off the mat, Desiante able to clear the leg out. Singleton, though, not letting him out. Continues with the pressure. Right back in with his leg in.
Red, you got it!
They have to return him to the mat here, and trying to turn and face was Desiante, and textbook work on top there by Singleton.
Good job. He continued to stay with it. He just cut Desiante, and now he's moving forward. This is mental toughness right here on both parts. Matty Singleton wants to continue to keep the pressure, keep him down. Desiante's got to find something inside of him to get out.
And keep an eye on the riding time right now. It's at 30, 31, 32, and on the upward trend as Singleton brings him back.
You see the toe in, you see that? Just getting a little more of the riding time. You see that smart wrestling there? He's still getting the riding time.
Then the foot touched the hardwood off the mat, which will automatically stop the match. So good job there by Desiante, knowing he was near the hardwood, the court, if you will, and that gets him at least a restart in the center.
15 seconds. Here we go. And then Matty Singleton will have riding time in his favor.
What do you expect off the whistle from Desiante?
Desiante's got to scoot forward. Matty Singleton will probably look toward doing a double thigh prop.
Trying to get those arms in, but that's a caution. A little too quick up top. Trying to get the jump on Desiante.
Hey, you got 2 seconds.
He went spiral ride. He went right hand on the inside, and then he went underhook on the left side. Spiraled and bumped it forward. Let's see if he does the same thing. Desiante trying to say, can he hold it like that?
Yeah, 45.
Once again, they are making sure the clock is situated. Riding time.
Hey, proper starts,
should
both
be
guys,
at
okay?
45 seconds. Because of the caution, time does not roll, so that's what they're waiting to get the main screen reset
45
to.
on riding.
Delay continues, anxious, intense moments for each corner. Roby up on his feet, he wants action to continue.
You see that NC State coaching staff and the wrestlers are getting toward the edge of the mat.
All right, they get it reset, the riding time at 45.
He's going to try and keep him down, and then they're going to say, it's your responsibility to bring him to the mat. Are they going to bang him for stalling? He was just about to bang him for stalling. But now the riding time is now in the favor.
Got the minute. He crosses over the minute plateau, and just as he did, Desiante gets away. So riding time is the factor right now. Desiante needs a takedown.
He's going to go back to the high seas. He's got to do something quick, like a duck under. He's got to swim, and all Singleton has to do is stay right there. Short time, looks like the All-American with his top wrestling is able to flip the score.
Matty Singleton with the riding time, 5-4 for the Wolfpack.
Once again, All-Americans know how gritty it is. You have to be able to control your opponent. Just because of that, he was able to get the riding time point. And now we're getting a little bit of the match here where we have the two toss-ups at 84 and 97. Look at Denny saying, I've returned this thing. And then you go right back to the All-American says, I'm in this thing. We starting to get a match here. NC State, Virginia Tech.
Reynolds Coliseum has certainly been the fortress for North Carolina State wrestling throughout the years. Their last home duel loss in conference against Pitt. 2016. In fact, you look, Rock, at this series throughout the years, you have to go back to 2019, the last time a road team won, and that was when the Wolfpack won that barn burner 17-16 in Blacksburg over Virginia Tech. Getting a little bit closer here. Pat Papalizio looking on, and You look at how the offseason transpires. Here's a wrestler for the Wolfpack, and pretty certain they weren't counting on to wrestle at this weight. Yeah, being this roster, and Don Cates, he was selling cars last year at this time. Made the decision to come back and wrestle up a couple of weight classes from the last time he competed for NC State. Cates at 6-7 this year, taking on the transfer from Michigan, Jaden Bullock. Graduate student out of Chesapeake, Virginia. The opportunity to wrestle back in his home state. Oscar Smith product and tons of experience for Bullock from his time in Ann Arbor.
Both coaches, Coach Papalizo and Coach Roby, said that 184 and 197 will determine the dual meet. And it looks like they are right.
Scoreless, minute into this first period. Bullock, the starter for Michigan the past 2 years at this weight, 184 pounds.
Offense.
Spent 5 years for Michigan in and out of the lineup. He represented the Wolverines at the Big Tens in 2021 as a true freshman. Then he redshirted in 22. Missed most of 23 with an injury. His best year was 2024. Made it to nationals, won a couple of matches at the NCAAs. Low strike there by Cates, whizzer in by Bullock.
It was a tap. The problem is Cates went up to the waist. If he had stayed down towards the hip, he might have been better. Quick shot, but when he went up, he put his arm around the waist and gave Bullock the opportunity to get a whizzer.
Clean hands, make sure we're clean, gentlemen.
Lightning quick shot, though.
This was a weight specifically for these two schools really turned upside down in the offseason with the departures of TJ Stewart and Dylan Fishback.
And 184 is now wide open in the ACCs.
Scoreless in this first period, 30 seconds to go. One of the rematches that we were talking about from national duels earlier this year. Bullock won 4-1.
So for a guy that hasn't wrestled in a couple years, Cates wants to keep it a very measured match, and Bullock probably wants to keep the pressure moving forward. See those couple years off, have they made a difference?
Red choice, red.
Look at the rankings for this conference at 184. Daly ranked 13th, but as we saw earlier,
let's go pick that offense up.
Win on the road for Daly against Pitt tonight, so chance for him maybe to move up a couple of notches as well.
Okay, Green. Wait
to
for
the
the
point
whistle.
that you said with the exiting of some of the top wrestlers at 84 really opens it up at 184 in the ACCs.
Wide open field. Cates working on hand position. Bullock repositions his grip.
Both guys working.
They have to bring Cates back down. Cates, good energy. Bullock, veteran move there, drops down to the leg, trips him back up, works his way back up the body. Working near the edge, Cates is going to try turn and face, and the two go out of bounds.
In that scenario, you saw Cates holding the hands,
Hey, good start
and you
last
think that
time, guys.
it's the
Same way.
responsibility of Bullock to bring him down. But the officials were saying he's pointing, meaning that Cates was holding his hands, trying to sneak a stall call in there.
Hands up.
Nice
Hold that
craftiness.
hand up a little bit. Good, right there. Stay there, Green.
Don Cates grew up in Durham, joined the pack in the shortened COVID season of 2020.
You're making a fist.
He competed 3 years for NC State, then he stepped away from the sport altogether, went into the work world full-time, started his own clothing line, bought a house, worked at Amazon for a couple of months, wanted a corporate job, so he then went into the car business, and he really enjoyed it. But missed the opportunity to compete. Fishback transfers out. All of a sudden, he's back on the mat competing in a big spotlight like this.
Nice job by Bullock. Right went. It looked like Cates was about to escape. He dropped down to a single. Trying to get it over a minute. And Bullock is just doing enough to be busy. Just enough.
Crosses over the minute threshold of riding time in this second period. Don Cates has been up to his feet on a couple of occasions, but cannot get out.
Don't take it off the back.
Bullock trying to pin the arm back against the lower back. Trying to roll him over. Possible tilt situation. Still has the arm. Cates able to clear it away.
We're seeing the theme here with Virginia Tech being strong on top, working towards a ride out in the second period of a 0-0 match.
Improve that! Improve!
He's doing enough just to stay busy. Bullock isn't doing a whole lot, but he's just moving, keeping his hands a little bit extended, reaching for the ankle, just enough to get the referees off of him. Well, it looks like
he'll drop down below the waist for a couple of seconds, come back up.
Figure forward, the leg.
2 minutes. He rides him out in the entirety, and a frustrated Don Cates looking over at Pat Popolizio, Jamil Kelly for the NC State corner.
This match right here
Hands up a little bit.
is
Good,
important
right there, stay
for
there.
the dual meet because if by chance Virginia Tech wins this match, that means bonus points have to come in the next two matches for NC State to win.
Bullock has no problem getting away in a 1-0 lead in this third period. Plus, he has the minute 57 of ride time as well. Cates is going to need a takedown.
Let's see if we can get back to that little shot that he had early, really quick. He looked at the clock, see how much time he has. And he wants this to be a Cinderella story. And Bullock is just staying right there, just knowing that Cates has to come at him.
With the experience and the Big Ten pedigree, you know Bullock's not going to make a mistake. Up one. Knows he has the riding time in just a few moments locked. Cates needing a takedown. Riding time gets secured. 50 seconds in the home stretch.
At least he's got to do some fake shots, see, trying to stall call. And Bullock is doing a good job just staying right there, locking the fingers, holding them just a little bit. The match inside the match.
Cates, a long-range lunge. Front head position by Bullock. Crowd getting antsy. They want more from the sixth year back out for NC State. Takes a look over at the clock. There's the stall call. That won't really help Cates all that much.
He's got to shoot him out of here. He's got to try and shoot him out. But Bullock's doing a good job of holding the fingers. He's got to just shoot him out. He's got to get it back out.
Bullock near the edge, repositions, and he is going to get the win with the riding time added on. The second period right out the difference. Top wrestling from Virginia Tech. And another signature win for the Hokies because of it. 2-0 your final.
Top wrestling. It is a theme that we've seen with Virginia Tech. That second period ride out made all the difference. And now, NC State's back is against the wall. They need bonus points.
Victory for Bullock, the transfer, and a Virginia Tech lead that now extends to 9 as we take a look. 197, Sonny Sasso, 15-5 this year. He is healthy this season. Good to see a healthy Sasso competing well. 16th in the country. Patrick Brofia, real late addition for Pat Popolizio, coming in from the Citadel, 5-2 this year.
Situations where you know your team is down, obviously you want to win first, but when you know you need to get a bonus points, you're always looking for back points, takedown, transition wrestling, things that we work on in wrestling rooms. Takedown, transition. but obviously just try to win the match first and look for opportunities to score.
Third year in Blacksburg for Sonny Sasso, the redshirt sophomore. Started so strong last year, 10-1. 7 of those wins were by fall before the season-ending injury, and this season ranked 16th in the country, and Brophy getting to an early leg.
He passed it, and look, you see how he's holding? He's not tripping. That is excellent wrestling. Just like we saw before, where you have the single and you just kind of catch that foot and you walk towards it, and then you move up the leg.
Brophy the takedown, Sasso the quick escape, 3-1. Brophy, a redshirt sophomore, 5-2 this year, his first season at NC State. Real late arrival, joined the team for the second semester. In fact, did not wrestle his first match until December 21st. Rocky's back in on the leg again. Much better job here by Sasso as he comes over the top.
Sasso, watch him kind of crack down and look towards sliding in a cradle. But Brophy's doing a good job of being elbow deep on that leg. By being elbow deep, it keeps him away from that cradle situation.
Stalemate. We go back to the center with 1:23 to go, and another look at Brophy's 3.
Watch his foot. He's just going to hold it. You see how just catch it? And then he works up. And then he catches it again.
Brophy hit the transfer portal late, a coaching change at the Citadel. Ryan LeBlanc becoming the head coach at Binghamton. He was a 2-year starter at the Citadel. Last year's SoCon runner-up, losing to the Alaskan Levi Hopkins of Campbell. NCAA qualifier a year ago.
Oh, that was sneaky good there. Went down to an ankle pick, but his head was on the other side. When his head was on the other side, Sasso just sacked the corner. We got to see that. That was an ankle pick. That was a nice counter by Sasso. These guys are attacking.
Sasso with 20 seconds to go in this opening period. Brophy working his way back up to his feet, and he slides his head free, and then he comes shooting right in on Sonny Sasso, trying to catch him a little flat-footed. Roby wanting Sasso to circle. They'll try to jump stop across the side, but the period comes to an end. Plenty of offense in the first 3 minutes.
Watch the ankle, but drop down. Dropped onto the ankle. Watch his head on the outside, though. His head being on the outside allowed Sasso to sit the corner. Head to the outside, sat the corner, and we're on our feet, neutral.
Sasso earlier this year banged up, had to medically forfeit out of the Southern scuffle. Looking for consistency, trying to get back into the flow, and we talked about the start he had last year before the injury derailed him for the entire season.
Brophy is keeping the pressure forward. He's just moving and moving and moving. And one of the things that we heard about Brophy, he hasn't been wrestling that long. A lot of guys start when they're 5, 6 years old. He was a late starter.
Did not start competing until his freshman and sophomore year in high school. Grew up in the state of South Carolina, has really benefited having an opportunity to work with Trent Hidley. Those two worked out in Colorado all summer together. Brophy in on a leg. Look at this scramble, and Brophy stays out on top and gets the takedown.
Sure did. You would thought Sasso had the advantage in that scenario, but Brophy is just continuing to move. And that's what happens in those scramble situations. Continue to move.
Sasso away, 7-5, like we've seen. Brophy back in, trying to hook the second leg. Nothing yet. Still has his left foot in. Now he captures the ankle. And Brophy with his largest lead.
Brophy has really turned it up. And you can see Coach Jared Hart looked at Sasso and pointed to his hand like, stay in this. All he did was do a throw by, and he just went at it. Did not stop wrestling there. Then he finally sucked that ankle in when the referee said he's in control. That wizard isn't doing anything.
10-5. Sasso has had no trouble getting out from underneath. Another wrestler with riding time. Oh, look at Brophy. He just keeps the foot on the gas, full throttle, back near the edge.
Good splits there by Sasso. It's ended the period. Momentum swing right there.
Trent Hidley watching in the corner. He knows it's an uphill battle for his Wolfpack. But a guy he knows very well, somebody he has worked with closely. Go, go, go here at 197.
This is where the three-point takedown and four-point near fall really make a difference.
Shot by Sasso. In deep, Sasso gets his takedown. Have Brophy exposed, still not letting him get bailed out there. Now Brophy gets back to his belly button. Good job there by Sasso getting the offense and trying to get this crowd quieted a little bit.
Brophy tried to stuff the head and Sasso just drove through it. Oh my.
Oh, it rolls him over, no swipes.
But there's a brick.
Challenge comes in from Roby and Virginia Tech. Going back and forth, these two just keep going at one another.
He's on the ankle.
Trying to kick out. And Sasso calmly repositions. Now he has Brophy.
Brophy's got to let go of that. But the riding time, let's look at that. This riding time is continuing to go on and on and on.
There's been so much action on top from Sasso, you forgot about the riding time, which is approaching a minute.
And the brick.
They're going to have to go back a ways for when this brick was thrown.
Yeah, look at that narrative strategy. Like, I don't know, should we talk about that? Should we ask about that?
Zach Tonelli in his second year alongside Tony Roby.
The brick was thrown about the time of the back points where Virginia Tech looked like they wanted the back points here. And so now they're going over some strategy here. Do we... Okay. So they're going to look at the back points. And then they're looking for two swipes for the back points. And then they're going to say, well, was it there or not? Did the action continue to go at the brick being thrown? And if they said that there were no back points, the riding time and everything will stay the same.
These two wrestlers a chance to get some oxygen into their lungs. They were putting on a show before this stoppage, going at one another. Double-digit points up on the board. Sasso trying to clinch this duel for Virginia Tech. Brophy trying to keep the candle lit on the other end for NC State as we go back.
So this might be the area where there's swipes. It didn't look like there was two for the back points, but I've been wrong. So looking at the body language, you can't really tell what the officials are looking at, but they're looking for back points. Did Sasso get two swipes? So Brophy's going to try and roll. One. I don't see a back points there, Sean. You see back points?
No, I don't.
Nevertheless, it's 57 seconds left of riding time.
They've reached a verdict.
After review, the call is upheld. No back points.
Like we thought, Jay Cox says no back points. Challenge lost for Virginia Tech.
But it's 57 seconds left of riding time. So now you gave your guy a breather.
Exactly.
To keep him down for 43 seconds. He's got to keep him down for 43 seconds. Because if Brophy gets an escape.
Quick stand up. Brought down by Sasso.
Sasso's he's been invigorated here. This is just tough wrestling here. Rolling that wrist, and he's putting the pressure on the outside thigh. This is a tough position to be in for Brophy. Rolling the wrist, staying high, perpendicular. This is a tough position. He is just rolling that wrist. Once again, it's the riding time here. He's staying perpendicular. He's not going to call stalling for there. He's going to continue to roll that wrist, keep the pressure forward.
And it's only appropriate that Virginia Tech is going to clinch this duel on top in the riding position. A position that they have dominated all night. Sonny Sasso with the riding time. 11-10 in a wild back and forth match at 197.
That was a wild match. We had everything. We had bricks being thrown, back points, lots of things, but top wrestling is the difference.
The defending champs of the ACC from a year ago, getting it done here tonight on the road in Raleigh. Another ranked matchup to close out tonight's Friday night duel. Jimmy Mullins, 16th in the country, the heavyweight, Virginia Tech. He's bigger, he's stronger this year. 17-4. Isaac Trumbull, ranked number 2, unblemished this year, 10-0, and a national championship contender. When you look at Trumbull in his final year out of Springfield, Nebraska. There is Jimmy Mullins, started the season last year at 260. By the time he got to nationals, he was around 245. He's added about 20 pounds this year, wants to get to the NCAAs around 250, 255, and he certainly looks the part.
And he still moves well on his feet. Isaac Trumbull is one that, for his career, people have said he's very defensive-minded, and you get in, and he's going to have heavy hips. But Trumbull said to us that he does have offense.
Yeah, he mentioned it was not a priority for him to put more focus on that part. He's always been tough to score on, a stalwart. Some of the biggest thighs you'll see at heavyweight, just anchors that are tough to penetrate in on and get shots and get points. Very confident wrestler. His second year at heavyweight, we also asked him, was there a big adjustment last year, bumping up to heavyweight? And he said, no, you know, I think that's kind of overdone a little bit. He said, I was rolling around with some of the best in the business each day. When you talk about Gwizdowski, Chase Horn, Owen Treffin, who had a really good run at nationals. So he said, no, not really any adjustment that altered what he had planned. The only thing that he could not control was an injury late in the year that, ironically, he sustained in this duel, the final duel against Virginia Tech, that required quick surgery before the ACC championship. He had to medically forfeit out of that. And then we learned in the conversation with him that he actually sustained a torn ACL in his loss to Wyatt Hendrickson that required surgery the week after nationals.
And still was an All-American.
It still was an All-American. That's what is so amazing about this sport. You know, as we broadcast it, as the fans watch it, you don't realize what these athletes go through, and so many cases what goes on in the tunnels, the bellows below. The mental toughness and the physical toughness to battle through certain ailments, serious ailments.
Family issues, sickness, exams, even breaking up with girlfriends. All these things weigh on these young men's minds. So when people give them grief for not competing, you just don't know what's going on in the background.
Trumbull, since his return, 10-0, all 10, I should say 8 of the 10 by bonus points. 4 falls this year for Isaac Trumbull.
All right.
Closing moments of this first period. Scoreless at heavyweight. So Virginia Tech will be the only unbeaten team after tonight. And I'm curious, when you look at the ACC as a whole, Stanford has taken some hits with injuries. We know what Pitt has in the upper weights. How's this year stacked with previous years for this conference as a whole?
Well, each year you always look at Virginia Tech and NC State as the top teams. This performance by Virginia Tech has shown that they are the top team in the ACC. And not just that, Sean, they're going to get better next year.
They have a pretty good recruit that's coming in out here to Blacksburg.
Oh, my goodness. Really good.
Look at the freshman they have this year, Seidel. He will be back and better. He's already a national champion contender. And Tresca. Henson, who's redshirting this year, he's already won a national championship. And you throw in the name of a Bo Bassett. Holy smokes.
Bo Bassett.
Offense, gentlemen.
Guy is coming back. They are getting ready for what could be a serious run as a dominant team in the ACC.
Tony Roby was talking earlier when we arrived. He loves coming here, the environment, the Wolfpack fans, the passion that they have. We were joking, Castle's so spacious in Blacksburg. And I said, with the team you have this year, and especially next year, you might get 9,000. They are going to be fun to watch.
You can see Trumbull continue to put the weight down. He's trying to bring him to the mat. He's using his size to his advantage with a front headlock and just slide by to the takedown. He just worked on it. He had a front headlock to try to extend and circle, extend and circle. Nothing more than just hustle.
Little separation now. Trumbull gets the takedown. Short time in the second period, up 4.
Now let's see if Mullen makes a decision to go underneath.
V-Tech, your choice.
So he just uses weight, look, and just hustle and get behind. Nothing more. He didn't put his head in the pocket or underneath the ribcage. He just extend and chased.
Mullen chooses neutral, so we start on the feet for the final 2 minutes tonight. Trumbull with the takedown late in the second period, up 4, trying to stay perfect this year.
Mullen has to create angles. Shooting straight ahead on Trumbull is not straight ahead on Trumbull is not a good decision because his hips are so strong. That's why you have to create angles. You want to get into a sweep or outside. You don't want to get underneath a guy like that.
All right, keep clean.
Mullen got poked in the eye. Jimmy Mullen, really a fun personality to be around. Roby loves this guy. Just an incredible person and a contagious personality in that wrestling room each and every day.
They go back and forth on who's more jersey between Mullen and Ventresca.
Oh. Yeah.
1 minute left. Let's see if there's going to be some more attacking by Mullen just to figure out the puzzle that is Isaac Trumbull.
Working some offense, guys. Clean it up.
Trumbull just want to stand there because he knows his defense is that good. He doesn't have to put himself in a bad position. And this is where we were in the second period. Continue to put the weight down, extend them. And then it just goes down to a single. As soon as he released the pressure, he just reached up forward. And look at Trumbull trying to put a crossface in there. But you see, he kept pushing down, and as soon as he released, he dropped down to a leg attack. He just doing a little crossface there, just
I'm not gonna tell you again.
putting the wrist across the face, not doing anything with just being annoying.
A ACC championship in March, heading to Blacksburg and Castle Coliseum. Trumbull more cross-face for good measure until they see each other again in March, and that is going to be it. Trumbull stays perfect, 11-0 on the season, and winner by decision, 7-0. But it is Virginia Tech that comes to Raleigh, and for the second straight year, the Hokies take down NC State. 21-12 the final. Virginia Tech improves to 8-2, now 3-0. In ACC competition, NC State falls to 12-4. Wolfpack suffer their first loss in ACC action.
Virginia Tech, they have youth, they have experience, and this could be the start of a magical run for the next 5 to 6 years of Virginia Tech. They came in here and made a statement in Reynolds.
Virginia Tech wins 6 of 10 tonight, 2 by way of the bonus, and it's the Hokies who come out on top. 21-12, your final score. For Rock Harrison, our entire ACC Network crew, this is Sean Kenny saying so long from Raleigh. Thanks for watching. Tune into ACC Friday Night Duels next week. We're in the Steel City. Pitt and NC State. 7 o'clock Eastern, right back here on ACC Network. Good night, everybody, from Raleigh, North Carolina.